Ready? What up, what up? We're here in algebra. We're going to do some notes. All right, if you will turn to your table of contents, we are on this entry right here that says linear regression. Linear regression. It should be about page 52. If it's not on 52 for you, just write whatever page is open that's next. So on page 52, if you'll flip over to page 52, and at the top, write linear regression. All right, and these notes are going to be on a sheet of paper, so make sure you have this paper, and we're going to go ahead, and we are going to get started. All right. So what is linear regression?
Okay, so linear regression, this is, sorry, I got to angle just a little bit. This is a method for finding the precise, can't spell, precise line of best fit given data. Okay, so when you're given a table, and a table can consist of multiple points, or it could just easily be just 2 points. So if you're given some points in a table in point form, whatever, you can take those points and we can use the calculator and we can calculate the line of best fit. So the first thing that I'm going to need you to do on your calculator is clear it. So to clear it, you're going to press second plus 712. Okay, once your RAM is cleared, I need you to turn something on, and these instructions are not written on the paper, so please follow them. You're going to hit the button mode, and if you're using one of the older calculators, it's still in the same spot. You're just going to have to scroll a little bit further, so I need you to scroll down until you see stat diagnostic, and I want you to move it over to on and hit enter. What this is going to do is when it calculates for us, it's going to help us figure out if it's a strong or a weak regression. So now that you have that on, you can press second mode and it'll take you back to the home screen. And now we're just going to follow these instructions on the paper. Okay, so first thing, I'll write this for you. You're going to go to mode. And then you're going to find stat diagnostic. And you want it on. Okay, so now with your calculator, you're going to hit the button that says stat. So I'm going to kind of have my calculator up high so you can see where my fingers are hitting buttons. This is stat, and you're going to hit enter on edit. Okay, you're going to have a list that pops up and says L1 and L2 and so forth. Please check and make sure you have an L1 and an L2. If you do not, you need to raise your hand and call Miss Fickerson to your eye over so we can fix it and tell you how to correct that. Okay, once you've checked that, in your L1, you're going to take this table and you're going to put all the X values. Well, the X values are your latitude. So you're just going to do 0, enter, 10, enter, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and you must hit enter after every number. Then you're going to cursor over and you're going to go to L2 and you're going to type in the temperatures. Well, the temperatures are 79.2, enter, 80.1, 77.5, 68.7, 57.4, 42.4, 30.0, 12.7, and 1.0. As soon as you have it typed, I want you to check to make sure you got all your numbers right. And so 0 through 80, and I see a mistake that I made. I have 5.4 when it was supposed to be 57.4. So you're going to change it and just scroll up to that part where you messed up and just retype it. And hit enter and it will take its place. Okay, so now that you have it all in there correctly, we're going to move over to this column and we're going to go back and we're going to hit the button stat. You're going to cursor over to calculate and make calculate bold. And then you're going to go down to number 4 and you're going to hit enter. Now, this is not written on the instructions, so you just need to go down to calculate and hit enter again. when it pops up, you're going to get these gorgeous decimals. That's okay. And if you notice, it says y equals ax plus b. That looks very similar to our mx plus b. So a in the calculator stands for slope, and b is your y-intercept still. Now, this r squared we're not going to use, but we are going to look at r. If you look at r, the closer it is to 1 or -1, the better line it is. That means it's a really strong regression. So this is a very strong regression because it's at 0.9. And now, if it would have been at like 0.3, that would have been weak. But this one's 0.9, so it's really good. It's really strong. And the negative sign doesn't matter because, like I said, it's how close it is to 1 or -1. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write my line of best fit, and I'm going to use the A and the B. Now, I want you to round to the thousandths place. Thousandths place means 3 decimal places. So I'm going to write y equals, I'm going to plug in A. I know what A is. A is -1.06. I'm not going to write that third place yet because I'm going to go into my calculator and I'm going to look at the 4th place. And what does 5 do to 0? 5 makes 0, 1. And then I put x. And then I'm going to write my b. My b is positive, so 92 point, and I'm going to do 3, 0. I'm going to look at the 4th decimal place, which is an 8, and 8 makes 8 do what? 8 makes 8 become 9. Okay, now that you have your equation, your line of best fit, what you're going to do is read the next question. It says, estimate the average temperature for a city with a latitude of 25. Well, they gave me latitude of 25. So go back up to your table, and is latitude X or is latitude Y? Well, latitude is X. So we know that X is 25. So you're going to take this equation that you have, and we're going to do Y equals -1.061. But instead of X, we're going to put 25 plus 92.309. Okay, from here, just grab your calculator. You can hit clear and clear out the memory, or clear out the screen, and do -1.061 times 25 plus 92.309. And you're going to get the answer of 65.784. Now, we might have to change our answer up just a little bit because it says estimate the average temperature. And if you look at all the other temperatures, they only have 1 decimal point. So I'm going to round the same way. I only want 1 decimal point in my answer. So I'm going to look at this 8 and see what it does to 7. And it's going to change that to 65.8 degrees Fahrenheit. And that is my answer. Okay, now when you go to do the next example, you're going to follow the same steps from up here, and you're going to hit stat and hit enter on edit. But you already have stuff in your list, so listen carefully so you don't do this wrong. You have to scroll up, and you're going to make L2 bold, and you're going to hit clear enter, and that empties out the list. And then you'll do the same thing. Scroll over to L1, get up on L1, clear enter. Okay, now we're just going to type in our new table. So 1980, enter. 1985, 1990, 1994, 1995, 1996, 1997, and 1998. Okay, so those are all of my years, and then I move over to L2 for the cells. I got 86, 126, 27. Nope, I missed a number. Clear that out. We're going to do 166, 217, 231, 245, 261, and 279. Okay, now that you have everything typed in, and remember, just do a quick check to make sure you typed it all correctly. We're going to now follow the next set of instructions, which say to hit stat again, and you're going to go over to calculate into number 4 and hit enter. You have to go down to calculate and then hit enter. And now you have your new data. Okay, remember, we're going to round to the thousandths place. So I'm going to get y equals, and my A is going to be 10.60. I'm going to look at this 7, and the 7 tells the 1 to become a 2x. And then I'm going to look at my B. My B is negative, so I put a minus 20915 because you have to keep everything in front of the decimals. And then I put 97, and I look at the fourth place, and that 6 is going to make the 1 become a 2. Okay, one more thing I'm going to look at is the R, and the R is 0.99. And since that is really close to 1, that is a strong regression. Okay, now from here, it says estimate the store sales for the year 2008. Okay, so they gave me year. Go back up to your table. Is year X or is year Y? Well, year is X, so you're going to take your equation. Y equals 10.602, and instead of X, you're going to put 2008 minus 20,915.972. Now you just have to grab your calculator and type that in. 10.602 times 2008 minus 20,915.972, and hit enter. And you are going to get an answer of 372.844. And if you look, your cells don't have any decimals, so I'm going to look at the first decimal place, and the 8 does what to the 2? That makes it 373. And since we're talking about dollars, we're going to put a dollar sign because we're talking about billions of dollars. Okay, for my last example, you're going to have to do a little bit extra work on this one. The scatter plot below shows the number of dollars in billions spent on books and maps in the U.S. from 1990 through 1995. Okay, so here's what I am going to do. I'm going to make a table because I need a table in order to put it in the calculator. And my first point is right here at 0, and it's at 16.5. My second point's at 1 and 17. And then I'm at 2 and 17.5. And then it's at 3 and 19. And then 4 and 20. And then 5 and 20.5. Okay, now that you have a table, we're going to go and repeat those calculator buttons. We're going to do stat edit. And you've got to clear out your list. So remember, you just hit clear enter. And we're going to type in our new problem. Okay, double check real quick. Make sure your tables match. And if they do, we go stat. We go over to calc. We're going to hit number 4. We're going to go down to calculate and hit enter. Okay, for this one, my A is y equals 0.87. I'm going to look at the 4, and the 4 tells you to leave 1 alone. So 0.87x. And then I'm going to look at my B, and it's a positive, so I'm going to keep 16.23. And I look at the 0, because that's the fourth number, to see what it does to 8. And it's not going to do anything to 8, so I'm going to leave the 8 alone. Okay, I'm going to look at my R again, and R is 0.98. Again, that is really close to 1, so this is a strong regression. And now there's a trick on B. Let's see if you get it. It says estimate the amount spent on books in 2005. Well, if you look at our table. Good morning, writers. Please rise for the pledges.